One cruise passenger came home from a week at sea to a phone bill for $2,349. He never made a single call. And here's the part that should worry you. The mistake he made takes about 4 seconds to prevent, and most passengers on your next sailing will make it anyway. By the end of this video, you'll know the 12 most common mistakes passengers make on cruise ships, and the exact move, phrase, or habit that keeps each one from ever happening to you. More than 37 million people took a cruise in 2025, an all-time record, according to the cruise industry's own trade association. Nearly 90% say they'll sail again. That means the ships are full, the decks are crowded, and the same mistakes play out on every single sailing. You've probably watched some of them happen from your balcony. Here's a free one before we even start the list. If anything is wrong with your cabin, the air conditioning, the noise, the beds, report it on day 1. Day 1 is the only day a room change is realistic. Passengers who wait until the last night get an apology. Passengers who speak up on the first afternoon get results. 12 mistakes, counting up to the biggest. Number 9 is the one that quietly costs passengers the most money. That's where our $2,000 phone bill comes from, and the fix is almost embarrassingly simple. And number 12? That one has gotten real passengers banned from a cruise line for life. It's happened, it's documented, and it happens more than you'd think. Let's start with the mistake you'll see within 10 minutes of boarding. Watch the gangway on embarkation day. Half the passengers hand every bag to the porters, then spend 6 hours in the same clothes with no sunscreen, no swimsuit, and no medication. The other half drag 2 roller bags through the buffet like they're moving in. Both got it wrong. Checked bags can take 3 to 6 hours to reach your cabin. On busy sailings, some don't show up until dinner. The smart move is one light backpack, medications, travel documents, phone and charger, sunscreen, a swimsuit, and a change of clothes. Everything else goes to the porters. You walk on hands-free, eat lunch, and hit the pool while everyone else waits for their luggage. And while they're waiting, most of them are already planning to skip the next thing on this list. The safety briefing is required by international maritime law. The ship legally cannot leave port until every passenger completes it. Skip it, and your name gets called over the ship's public address system. Keep skipping it, and you attend a makeup drill. Refuse entirely, and the cruise line can put you off the ship with no refund. That has actually happened. Here's what most passengers don't realize. On nearly all major lines, the old crowded deck lineup is gone. You watch a short video on the app or your cabin TV, then check in at your station. 10 minutes, done. Do it the moment you board. And no, sailing last year doesn't count. Your station changes every cruise. Now, from the drill everyone skips to the chairs everyone fights over. You know this passenger. 6:30 in the morning, a towel and a paperback land on a prime pool chair, and nobody sits in it until noon. Here's what they don't know. The cruise lines are done with it. As of recent policies, most major lines give an unattended chair somewhere between 30 and 40 minutes. Carnival's pool team places a timed sticker on abandoned items. Royal Caribbean sends unattended belongings to Lost and Found. One line even charges around $20 for towels that never come back. So the hold it all day trick can literally cost money. And if you're on the other side of it, don't move a stranger's things yourself. That's how deck arguments start. Find the pool attendant, point at the chair, and say, "This one's been unattended for over 40 minutes. Let the crew do the removing." That's what the stickers are for. Speaking of the crew, the next mistake is how passengers treat them. Some passengers treat guest services like a boxing ring. Raised voice, threats to remove tips, demands for the captain. Here's the problem. It doesn't work. Crew members deal with thousands of guests, and they can spot entitlement in about 4 seconds. The loud passenger gets the minimum required. The passenger who learns names, says thank you, and stays calm. Crew members consistently go further for them. And travel writers who've worked these ships say the difference is night and day. When something genuinely goes wrong, skip the counter-shouting match. Go to the department head, chief housekeeper for cabin issues, the food and beverage manager for dining, the purser for billing. Their photos are usually posted right on the officer wall. Calm, specific, and aimed at the right person beats loud every time. Of course, Some passengers aren't calm about anything by the second night, because of mistake number 5. The ship pulls out, the music plays, and some passengers treat the first 6 hours like a personal record attempt. It rarely ends well. Overserved guests get confined to their cabins, hurt in falls, or in serious cases, put off at the next port. And there's a darker number behind this one. Industry data, over a decade, counted roughly 19 overboard falls per year fleet-wide, and in the majority of those cases, reports point to alcohol as a factor. Only about 1 in 5 people who go over the rail survive. You paid for a week, not a night. Pace the first day, drink water between rounds, and never, ever, sit on or lean over a railing. Hold that thought about railings. It comes back at number 12. But first, the passengers who try to sneak their drinks aboard. Every cruise, security pulls hidden flasks out of shampoo bottles, fake sunscreen containers, and hollowed-out hairbrushes. Passengers call them rum runners. The scanners find most of them, and the liquor gets poured out or held until the last night. But in 2025, one case changed the stakes. A passenger smuggled alcohol onto a Carnival ship in March of that year, then posted a video bragging about it. Carnival's own brand ambassador responded publicly. They identified her, went to the cabin, found it, and banned her from the cruise line for life. His warning to future smugglers was blunt. They can't cruise with Carnival anymore. Here's what the smugglers forget. You're already allowed a sealed bottle of wine or champagne per adult in your carry-on most major lines. Bring that. Buy the rest. And never post your hack online. Cruise lines watch social media, and they have your booking photo. Now, from getting banned at the pier to getting turned away at it. This one ends vacations before they start. Most cruise lines require your passport to be valid for at least 6 months past your return date. Not valid on the day you sail, 6 months past the end of the trip. Show up with 4 months left, and you can be denied boarding at the pier. No refund. The ship sails, you drive home. Experienced cruisers handle this the day they book. Check every traveler's expiration date, including the grandkids. And remember that children's passports expire in 5 years, not 10. Set a calendar reminder 1 year before your own expires. Then photograph the ID page, keep the passport in the cabin safe, and carry the photo ashore. Because your health coverage has an expiration point too. It's just measured in hours, not months. Here's a rule most passengers have never heard. Original Medicare generally covers medical care on a ship only when that ship is within 6 hours of a U.S. port. 6 hours. Past that, in most cases, you're on your own, and an emergency evacuation from the middle of the Caribbean can run around $20,000 for the flight alone, according to a major travel insurer. Complex air ambulance cases can climb far higher. Travel insurance with medical and evacuation coverage typically costs 4 to 8% of your trip price. On a $3,000 cruise, that's roughly the price of one nice dinner ashore. Smart cruisers treat it like the seatbelt of the booking process. Automatic, every time. And now, the mistake I teased at the top. The most expensive 4 seconds on the ship. Remember that $2,349 phone bill? A real passenger, reported by a consumer advocacy site, came home from an anniversary cruise to exactly that. He never made a call. His phone simply stayed on, and quietly connected to the ship's satellite cellular network, which bills through your carrier at rates that can run several dollars per megabyte. A news report documented another passenger who came home to a bill over $3,000. In one case, a family's teenager streamed video at sea and generated a 5-figure bill before the carrier stepped in. The ship's cellular signal follows you to the middle of the ocean. Your phone can't tell the difference. The fix takes 4 seconds. Airplane mode, the moment you board, before the ship leaves the pier. Then turn Wi-Fi back on. Set up Wi-Fi calling at home before you leave, and you can still text and call over the ship's internet, without your carrier ever knowing you left the country. That's the most expensive mistake on board. The next one is the most expensive mistake before you ever reach the ship. Every season, passengers book a flight that lands 3 hours before the ship leaves. On paper, plenty of time. Then comes one delay. A consumer advocacy site documented a couple celebrating their 50th anniversary who flew into Miami the same day. Their flight was delayed, and the ship sailed without them. Another couple missed a 41-day voyage, a $21,000 booking, after a 5-hour delay wrecked their connection. Their protection plan paid back $1,000. The ship does not wait for your flight. The rule experienced cruisers never break. Fly in at least 1 day early, 2 for Europe or anywhere overseas. A pre-cruise hotel night costs a fraction of a missed sailing, and you start the trip rested instead of sprinting. And sprinting brings us to the most famous mistake in cruising. You've seen the videos. The ship's horn sounds, and 2 passengers come flying down the pier, waving their arms, while the whole port side of the ship films them. One cruise blogger described watching it live in a Canadian port. At all aboard time, the captain announced roughly a dozen guests still missing. Most made it, 2 didn't, and 1 pair reportedly stopped to take a selfie with the ship on their way back. Here's the part nobody tells you. When the ship leaves without you, the crew enters your cabin, collects your passport, phone, and medications, and hands them to the port agent on shore. From that moment, every hotel, every flight to the next port, every expense, yours. 2 causes explain almost all of it. First, all aboard is usually 30 to 60 minutes before the departure time printed everywhere. Second, and this is the killer, your phone auto-switches to local time, while the ship may be running on a different clock. So, keep your watch on ship time, turn off automatic time zones, set an alarm 90 minutes before all aboard, and plan to be on the gangway an hour early. In far-flung ports, book the ship's own excursion. It's the only tour the ship will wait for. Getting left behind is humiliating. But the final mistake is worse, because you don't get to come back at all. In 2019, a 27-year-old passenger jumped from the 11th deck of one of the world's largest cruise ships while it sat in Nassau for a video. He survived the fall. His cruising life didn't. The line banned him and his entire group for life, and a company spokesman publicly called the stunt exactly what it was: stupid and reckless. The same year, a woman who climbed onto her balcony railing for a photo, roughly 200 feet above the water, was removed from the ship at the next port with her companion. And it's not just stunts. Throwing anything overboard, a cigarette, an apple core, a napkin, violates maritime environmental law, and cruise lines treat it as grounds for removal, because they're the ones who get fined. The rule is simple, and it's the last one on the list, because it's the one with no undo button. Nothing goes over the railing, and nobody goes on it. Not for a photo, not for a video, not once. 12 mistakes, 1 pattern. Every single one is preventable in under a minute. Pack a day bag. Do the 10-minute muster check-in at boarding. Never hold a chair you're not sitting in, and never enforce it yourself. Be the passenger the crew wants to help. Pace day 1. Bring your allowed wine instead of a rum runner. Check passport dates the day you book. Buy the insurance. Airplane mode before the ship moves. Fly in a day early. Live on ship time, back aboard an hour early. And nothing goes over that railing. Do those 12 things, and you're not just avoiding the highlight reel. You're the passenger watching it calmly from the deck, drink in hand, exactly where you paid to be. Now I want to hear yours. What's the single most baffling thing you've ever watched another passenger do on a cruise? Drop it in the comments. The best stories end up in future videos. And if this saved you from even one of these 12, subscribe, because next we're covering the mistakes passengers make before they ever leave home.